whew, I'm just really grateful because I'm still here. God allowed me to live to see another day. God allowed me to live to be able to tell my testimony, because there's so many people who have died from the same situation. I could have been gone. I should have been gone. So I'm grateful. But I'm in a back of the ambulance. I'm just praying. I'm just praying. And I end up asking. I kept telling the emergency responders, I'm just like, please don't let me die. Please don't let me die. They're like, you're not gonna die. You're not gonna die. And I'm like, please don't let me die, because I'm just like, one, you don't even really know what's wrong with me. So anyway, I get to the hospital. I'm in so much pain. Listen, when I tell you that I was begging these people to help me, these people left me in the bed and did nothing. They gave me some medicine and I was able to just go to sleep, but I woke up in pain again. So I'm just crying. I'm just like, I'm asking for help. Nobody is coming to see me. Nobody is checking vitals. Nothing. Miami gave me a very bad experience that time that I went. But so it got to the point where I'm like, I'm not gonna stay here. Like, if I'm a die anywhere, I'm gonna die at home in the Airbnb. I ain't gonna die up in this hospital where ain't nobody caring about me. I'd rather go back to the house, die at the house. But I ended up checking myself out. Now I left. Now I'm in I done walked out. I ain't got no shoes on. I only got the hospital socks, right? And the hospital shorts or pants that they gave me. So they looking for me all around the hospital. They looking for me. They like, you can't leave. I'm like, you can't tell me what to do. You can't tell me what to do. You need to sign a form. I'll sign that form. I'll do that. But what you're not about to do is make me stay here with people who do not care, who ain't trying to help me. So I had ended up discharging myself. I had my auntie and my sister and them came and got me, and I was just still in so much pain. I mean, I'm throwing up. I'm in the bed. I'm just like, and at this time I have no more pills left, right? So I also know that I was going into withdrawal. So that was the first one that I had. So anyways, I had ended up we ended up getting back home. I'm on a flight, just like just terrible. So we get back to the city, and anybody with an addiction know that when you dope sick, it's literally the worst. Now I'm gonna say this. I'll say this. I have an uncle who has substance abuse issues, and this has went on for years. I mean, from the time that I was a kid. So I remember telling my grandma, like, why he just won't stop? Like, come on, he care about that more than he care about his family, So I had the nastiest attitude with it too. Like, I just don't get it. God said, oh, but you're going to. He said, oh, but you're going to. But this is where the addiction in my bloodline ends. It ends with me. It ended with me. So I had ended up so we're gonna fast forward back to my life. So I get back to we get back to the city, and I'm like, hell no, I gotta find me some pills, because I'm dope sick like a mud, and I knew that once I got them pills or whatever, I was gonna be straight back up and running. That's all I used to do was run the street. That's all I used to do. I was so skinny coming off this 3 to 4 day trip. That's it. So I'm just sitting here looking for more pills. Listen, my life consisted of chasing pills and laying up with my situationship boyfriend. Anyways, so I'm trying to find some pills. I'm just like, I need some pills immediately so that I can feel better. So this is really, now I could have took that situation and learned from it and just stopped. That's what I could have did. But no, I didn't do none of that. I just wanted to feel better. Now I'm really starting to understand the mind of an addict at this point, right? I'm just like, dog, so this what they was talking about. I ended up, let me say, God is so good. I ain't gonna no rehab. I ain't gonna rehab no nothing. So we'll get there. I ended up in the hospital again, the second time from withdrawals. Now this time I had to tell my mama. Now the crazy thing is how everything transpired. Anyways, I ended up in the hospital. I ended up in the hospital, right? And I'm going through withdrawal. Now I'm at my mom and them house at this time, and it's early in the morning because I started to feel the symptoms starting to come on because I started to throw up and everything at the house. Now, the reason why I'm going through withdrawal is because I'm just like, there was literally, I guess, a drought in the streets. And the guy who was like, yeah, you know, I wasn't able to get the shipment, blah, blah, blah. I ain't got none right now. And I'm just like, well, you ain't got no friends who got them? I listen, it got bad for me, y'all. Yeah. It's all right. Because it ain't who I am today. And I ain't ashamed. of nothing that I've been through. I wouldn't tell the story if I was. And I thank God for him removing my shame and, you know, strengthening me. He transformed my mind. That's the reason why I was able to beat the addiction, because he transformed my mind. So I ended up in the hospital again. Now this time I had to tell my mama. Now we went to one hospital that was not too far from my mama and them, and I had to just explain. Oh no, never mind. I'm sorry. I only went to this hospital. So thank you, God. I go in and they was like, you know, what are the issues that you having? And I'm just sitting here like, and I'm grown at this point in my 30s, and I'm just sitting here like, look, because I need help. They can't help you if you won't tell them what's really going on with you. If I go in and say I got a headache and I'm really suffering from withdrawals, baby, that's a problem. So I go in and I'm just like, forget it. I'm going through withdrawals. I'm in pain. I got this and that going on. And I look at my mama and I'm just like, Mom. Now, I was more so like that problem child who was always in fights. I was one of those, and like, yeah, I was one of those. So anyways, I ended up just looking at my mama and I told her, like, you know, I have an issue and I need some help. So I was going through withdrawal. So I was there for a little while. You know, they gave me fluids. They gave me, I can't remember what else they gave me. Suboxone. But I thank God that I didn't have to keep up any of that stuff and go into another addiction, right? So with another controlled substance. So instead of me switching from the fentanyl to Suboxone, you know, basically still staying under the same umbrella, right? So I ended up being discharged from the hospital. I ended up going home, and I had told my mama, like, you know, I'm sorry, you know, but please don't tell nobody. Please don't tell nobody, especially your mama. My grandma, she's a worrier. So I'm just like, please don't tell her. I'll tell her when, you know, I've conquered this thing. I went to church, and there was a prophet, and he was just like, he looked at me, he turned his head, he started prophesying to me, right? And I'm just sitting here like, you know, basically it's kind of, I won't say it's going in one ear out the other, because I'm just like, I heard this before. Like, I'm like, at this point, I don't want to hear nothing else that got to do with my life. I don't want to hear this, because I keep hearing all of these great things, but ain't none of these great things happening for me. So I don't want to hear none of this at this point. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to. God, listen, at this point, cut off the communication of you speaking to anybody else about me, because ain't none of this happening right now. Not even just right now. Ain't none of this that happened in my life. But it was due to my own issues. So he was like, he started to say, he was like, your addiction. He stopped, because we got the crowd of people, right? He said, addiction gonna end in your bloodline because of you, right? So I'm just like, let me tell you what I was doing at that time in church. Texting my pew man, hey, when I get out at this time, when I get out and be leaving here about 15-20 minutes, I'll be over there shortly. This how much I was gone. I was just gone. This man prophesying life into me, and I'm just like, I'm dead on the inside. And I really remember, I have really no empathy at this point, not even for myself. So I ended up so we're gonna fast forward back to my situationship. So I had just popped a pill. My situationship guy is laying in my bed. I'm sitting in the bathroom for about 4-5 hours. This child never got up once to come check on me, never said anything, right? So I'm looking in the mirror, and God said, "You're not tired of this yet? You're not tired of this yet?" And I'm just like, what you just say? What did you just say? He said, "You ain't tired of this yet?" God started talking to me for that whole 4 hours. I was just crying. And I'm just like, no. Did everything stop that day? No, it didn't. It didn't. And that's what I thought that it was going to always be like. I thought it was going to always be like, once I started this relationship with God, or I'm talking to God, I thought everything was just going to end. I just thought that everything was going to just become like lollipops and rainbows. I really did, but I didn't know that I really had to fight for my freedom. I had to fight to stay free. So God pulled me up out that pit that day. Fast forward, I'm sitting in church, and I'm just like, I need to have a meeting with y'all. Like my now at this point, I had joined the church, and I'm working on my relationship with God, and I'm just like, now I'm at this church now. I'm having a meeting with my pastors, and he was just like, "I just see you in the bathroom on the floor just crying." And I looked, I'm like, what is this sorcery? What is this? I know that it was God speaking in him, I know, but I just didn't know. Like, I'm like, this is really real. These people are really real, you know.